Good morning everybody and welcome to another Godot platformer devlog episode 1. Today I would like to talk to you about the camera. As you can see, or as you will see in a moment, the camera is completely different to what you saw from last time. Last time I had the camera follow around the player's movement. This time I've implemented a camera in the style of Super Meat Boy and Celeste. Basically, you can only see one room at a time. I thought that this would be great because then I can design separate rooms as parts of levels, and each room can be a set of different challenges. I think I got this idea from watching a video on Celeste's game design. So this is how it works. You move around, everything is fine, the camera doesn't move, it stays in place, and when you reach the edge, the camera comes with you and you transition to the next screen. So today I would like to show you exactly how I got here. Let's see. The first step in getting my camera working was doing some research. I honestly didn't have any idea on how to even start solving this problem, so I checked YouTube. I found this excellent tutorial from GDQuest. GDQuest is known for making a lot of Godot tutorials, and I can wholeheartedly recommend all his stuff. I've honestly learned a lot. I was very happy to find this video where he implements a camera that is very similar to the behavior that I was looking for. As you can see, there's this camera, and if this little block character moves close to the screen snaps to the next part of the level. I went to the video description, saw that it had it up on GitHub as well, went there so that I didn't have to copy all the code from the video, and I just took this code raw and put it in my editor, and here we have it. So now that we are in the editor, let's have a quick look at the code and what I changed. I actually won't be going over the functions themselves. I think that GDQuest does a much better job at explaining the behavior of this code, but I will focus on the things that are different from his approach, or between his approach and mine. So basically, in the video, he had a parent node for the camera. I didn't watch the whole video, I only looked at the code parts that were interesting to me, so I don't know exactly why he did this, but I ended up choosing a different approach. I will be placing the script on the camera directly. This means that we don't need this camera here, we can just work with the position, and this is not a node, and this is not a node 2D, this is a camera 2D. So let's see if this works. So this is what I have so far. So one thing that I'm immediately noticing is that the camera is in the wrong position. I seem to recall there's something being in the code. I think it's this part here. Basically, I don't want the position to be 0, 0. I want it to be the one that I set in the editor. So let's get rid of that. And now we jump to the code. Okay, so that's a lot better. So let's see what else. It doesn't seem to, right, so it doesn't snap at the moment. So next, I'm not sure if this OS get screen size still exists. Tried to consult the documentation, couldn't find anything, so instead I searched for alternatives on how you can get the current screen size in Godot. And this is what I found. Basically, you just set vector 2, and the X value is the project setting width, and the Y value is the project setting height. So this should work. And now that we have replaced this, we should already have some snapping going on. Let's refer back to the game. So let's give it a try. And yeah, as you can see, we have the snapping, but it's not working correctly. It snaps the wrong place. So this was actually a major headache for me. And in the end, I figured out that it was a matter of offsets. Basically, I wasn't positioning the camera to the correct place because I wasn't taking into account the initial position of the player and the initial position of the camera. So what I did to fix that was, first, create two variables. Player starting position and camera starting position. Set those in the ready function. Camera starting position can just be position, because this position refers to the camera. And this guy, I had to do some digging, and eventually I found this function, get global transform with canvas. So as far as I can tell, this gives me the offset of the node from the viewport, which I think is exactly what I need. And I need to call it on the parent, because in my script, the parent is the player. So this should now, so now we should have the offsets, but we also need to use the offsets. And for this reason, let's go to calculate grid position. And I'll replace this with this. I'll use a offset player position, which is just the position plus the starting position. And I'll use that as the vector 2 instead. Also, in the video, GDQuest uses round. I thought floor makes more sense, but it didn't actually check. Maybe they are identical in this use case. So this is now gone. This should already make the game a bit better. Let's see. So now it snaps at the right place at least. That's good. Now we still have the matter of positioning the camera correctly. And now this part was really more art than science. I basically did a lot of trying, a lot of experimentation, and in the end I came up with these values. Basically, I obviously need to modify this function because this is the one that is setting the position for the camera. So instead, I did this. I put what I had before in a variable, and I added the camera starting position and the player starting position to the x. And I subtracted the camera starting position and the player starting position from the y. Now I must say that this does not make complete sense to me. Maybe somebody in the comments can chime in and tell me why my code works, which is a fun thing to ask for. But after experimentation, this is what I came up with. And if I try it now, then it works. So there's still a small bug, as you can see. The camera shifted down just a little bit, revealing this floor here that you couldn't see when the scene was initially loaded, like so. But I think that's a very small thing. I can live with it now, and I'll figure it out sooner or later. And that's all I want to show you this time. I hope that this video has been informative. I know that nobody will have this exact use case that I have had, and therefore you cannot just use this code. But I hope that it showed you that you can just go and take a tutorial, get some information from it, then see what you're missing or what you want to do differently, build upon it, experiment, spend some time, and you might just end up with a working solution. So I hope this video was inspirational in the very least. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye.